We're live.
You are listening to 90.7 WJHC FM radio, live from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. This is PGSports Talk. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm John Perrick, alongside with Gavin Gibbons, and we've got a lot going on today. Big packed schedule. Of course, playoff hockey, playoff basketball, and of course, we got the NFL draft coming up next week. But we are going to start today with the best record in baseball, the best team in baseball, the Boston Red Sox. And I don't know if you all listen or cover or just in general watch baseball, but it's very rare to see a team go 17-2. It's beyond rare, actually. And so to have this Red Sox team where they are right now at this point is unbelievable. And now I would like to bring in my co-host here, Gavin Gibbons. Gavin, oh my goodness, do the Red Sox belong to be playing in the MLB? That's my question.
John, it's wild. First things first, we cannot get cocky. Got to keep this going now. Got to keep the momentum up. I think we won 8 in a row now. Playing Oakland, not a great team, but got to keep it going. Who's the pitching matchup tonight? You know?
Tonight we got Rick Porcello will be on the bum for the Red Sox. Porcello coming off. Excuse me, Chris Sale. Will be on the mound for the Red Sox. Chris Sale coming off just a shortened start his last time out. Only went 5 innings, but still 5 solid innings.
Yes. I mean, I think we have the lowest starting pitcher ERA in the league right now. It's looking really good. But I mean, they're not just beating their opponents; they're crushing their opponents by. I think they beat. What was the lowest score they beat the Angels by? 7, 6, 8. It was 8. It was 8. It was 8. Exactly. And the Angels, were second in the league at the time.
They were 13-3 coming into the 3-game set.
And their run differential, which is I'm a big believer in that. They were second in the league in that. Now I don't know what they are, but I know the Red Sox are by far number 1.
It truly is unbelievable, and we've seen streaks like this in the past, in which it's kind of been a mix. You've seen some lucky bounces here and there, but that's the Red Sox. They're not getting those lucky bounces. They're just defeating teams by way of power, pitching, and good defense. And you know what? That's how you're supposed to win baseball games. The Red Sox, they've just been doing that to another level, and that's why the Red Sox are sitting here 17-2.
And not only is it the players, but the coach, Alex Cora, great rookie manager thus far. I mean, who would have thought he would have come from the Astros franchise? What was he? What was his role? I can't remember. It was
he was a bench coach.
Bench coach. I mean,
bench coach and hitting coach.
He would have thought he'd come into the Red Sox franchise like this and lead them to best start in franchise history. I wouldn't have imagined that.
It's truly remarkable, and again, they have been overpowering teams, out-slugging teams, out-pitching teams.
Every aspect.
Overall, they've destroyed teams.
Even at opening day, I think we may have outplayed the Rays. I think it was. I think we outplayed them. It was just the one inning we choked.
Oh, absolutely.
And I'm actually kind of glad we did, because who knows if we didn't choke, would the Red Sox be as good as they were now? Because I think they learned from that, and they realize now they got to tune in for 9 innings every game.
And another thing, the Red Sox, of course, they could be undefeated right now. You talk about opening day.
Easily.
And then you got to talk about the New York Yankees game, in which the Red Sox were going in there with David Price. He was on the mound. He had been hot coming into the start. He looked like the Price who the Red Sox thought they were getting 3 years ago. Yeah. And yet Price left after the first inning with a hand sensation. And that's not easy to pitch through. And so not having Price in that game, the Sox had to go to the bullpen. And they were not the team that they were if, say, David Price was to have gone at least 5 innings. He probably would have gone more, considering opening day, his start before he went 7. With 7.
Very, very low pitch count as well.
3 hits. I believe it was in the 70s. It was about 78 pitches.
It was a low pitch count, I know that.
And so that was a big disadvantage. And yet the Red Sox found a way, after they were down, I believe, 7-1, to come back and make it 7-5. JD Martinez at a grand slam. Talk about grand slams, Gavin. Last year, how many do we have? We had 0.
Zip. Not
0.
one. Not one the entire year.
How many do we have in the last 2.5 weeks?
It's 5 now, right?
It is 5. That is unbelievable. And that goes to show...
Oh, are they all from different players?
Yes.
Mookie, Devers, JD, Moreland.
Bogarts.
Unbelievable. That's 5. That's incredible. You never see that.
Oh, no, you don't. let alone
before May.
Before May, but really before the All-Star break. You never see it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's incredible.
And I'm sorry, but to every Yankee fan out there, when we were going into the season, it was New York this, New York that. The Bronx Baby Bombers are now the Bronx Bombers. I'm sorry. But right now, the Bronx Bombers, yeah, you might have two guys who combined for over 100 home runs. The Boston Red Sox right now have the best record in baseball. They have more home runs than the Yankees. They have scored the most runs in baseball. And they've got one of the best combined earned run averages in baseball. I'm sorry, New York, yeah, you got the stars, but they're just not a complete team.
Yeah. I mean, again, we cannot get cocky about this, but we're just saying facts right now. Everything we've said is true.
Factual information.
Factual information. Nothing's opinionated right now. Everything we've said is true, but again, it's still very early. Like we said, before May.
Oh, absolutely.
Incredible. It's great to be in the moment right now, but the only glaring hole I see in this team, we have a ton of depth. As you see, we're missing Pedroia, Xander Bogaerts, Drew Pomeranz just had his first start yesterday. But, obviously the only glaring hole has to be bullpen. With the loss of Addison Reed, it's not even that big a hole. We have good guys back there, young guys as well who can develop. But I would say that the only big hole right now is our bullpen. John, what do you think about that? It's not even a big hole. I think it's just our biggest.
Yeah, it could be an issue.
Yeah.
I think we might have to make another splash, as we did last year at the trade deadline. We got Addison Reed then.
Yep.
We might have to do that again.
Hopefully more towards the Chris Sale kind of contract, like age contract, because Reed was a little bit older, 1 year on his contract. Not necessarily Chris Sale's talent level, because that was a lot. We sold our farm.
Yohan Moncada.
We went all in for Chris Sale, and I think it turned out pretty well, because Yohan Moncada is not playing great. Yeah, he's still very young. I think he's 20.
Yeah,
but
he that trade, it did one thing. Last year, remember the third base issue we had, and that would have been fulfilled with Moncada, but of course he's gone. So we had to take Sale in replace of that issue at third base.
Yep.
It was solved. Devers comes up from the farm system.
It was a blessing in disguise, I think. Because I think Devers is our new third baseman for. I don't see him leaving this team unless we let him walk.
And then say you've got Moncada and Devers on the same team.
Exactly. What are you gonna do with that? Minus Chris Sale.
Exactly. You've got to sell one of them.
Exactly. And I think we made the right choice with Moncada. Trading Moncada,
Yeah. Red Sox, it was not cheap getting Moncada. Devers was a draft pick, so there's a little difference there, but that's irrelevant right now.
Plus, I feel like Devers fits in with the guys better. If you see him in the dugout, he's always messing around with the guys. He looks like he's having a good time.
Of course, Moncada, he was from Cuba.
Yeah.
And this is nothing to go against the Cuban culture, but it's not easy to relate to a bunch of Americans.
Yep.
And so, of course, the Red Sox, right now in baseball, roster-wise, they are one of the most fulfilled rosters, as well as integrated. You've got players from all different countries, races, you name it, we've got it. And so, I just got to say, this Red Sox team, the pace that they're at right now, it's incredible, and everyone's asking, when are they going to slow down? When are they going to slow down? Oh, they're going to Los Angeles. Ohtani's going to take care of them.
No, the Red Sox couldn't play anyone good. They're going to lose.
Exactly.
They're going to lose the next three against the Angels. And guess what? We won all three.
And what did Ohtani do against the Boston Red Sox?
I was going to say, can we bring that up? Can we talk about Ohtani for a little bit?
2 innings pitched. I believe he went 0 for 3 in his game on Tuesday. Thursday.
It was like 0 for 5, 4 strikeouts.
Something like that.
He struck out a lot.
So the next Babe Ruth failed to come through against the Boston Red Sox.
The next Cy Young winner failed to pitch well against the Red Sox.
The next MVP award winner and Cy Young awarder failed to come through.
Not only did he not complete his job, he failed miserably. I'm rooting for the guy. I don't hate him or anything, but man, being hyped at there was one ad in the back. It was, I don't know if you saw it. It was right behind home plate. It was an advertisement for a bed company, and it said Ohtani sleeps in this bed. That's why you should get it. It was basically, that was the gist of it.
So 2 innings pitched, I believe 4 earned runs, sleeps in that bed.
Yep, exactly. 0 for whatever it was with 3 strikeouts. I'm rooting for the guy, but
again, there's just a point in which First batter of the game, Mookie Betts takes him deep to left
He
field.
did that twice as well against the Angels.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Full count pitch.
You know he has I think he's now the franchise leader in leadoff home runs. Is that correct?
That is, I believe that is correct. He is the franchise leader now. I know he has tied Ted Williams for the franchise lead in 3 homer games.
That's it. Yes.
And of course, his 3 homer game was against Mike Sosa's star-studded Los Angeles Angels roster.
And not sure if you knew this, but he has more than David Ortiz. I don't think I don't know if it was true, but David Ortiz has 0 in his career.
Another interesting stat just to throw at you to prove that this Boston Red Sox team is not lamenting over the loss of Ortiz anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That was last year.
We're almost embracing it now. He's still a part of the team, I feel like, culture-wise.
He was there at spring training, and
home opener he was there with Al Raisman.
Yes, and you know what? You can say all you want about the Red Sox missing that veteran presence, but you know what? That's not who they are.
JD is our veteran.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, though. He's one of those.
You got JD and Pedroia. That's all you need.
That's all you need.
And they're all loose guys. They're not hard.
Sale also brings the maturity, I feel like, to the room. He doesn't let them get too out of hand. Because when you watch him pitch, he's dialed in. He looks sharp and he looks ready every single game on the mound, every pitch. So guys like that just bring the team together.
And I remember we both talked about this winter. How's Alex Cora going to do in Boston?
Exactly.
Is he too young? Because of course, Red Sox, they haven't had a young manager I guess Terry Francona in 04.
Does that
He's the
count,
youngest.
though? Yeah, I mean
exactly. Does it count? And
he was like 50 something, wasn't he?
He was in his 40s.
Okay, then I get the count.
But still, last year what we saw the Red Sox win 93 games. We saw them win the American League East. And that all happened under the leadership of John Farrell. I believe Farrell...
The leadership, he said.
The leadership. I believe, or the somewhat leadership, but I believe that John Farrell, he worked well in 2013 because he had a group of guys with veteran presence. There was a little bit more maturity, and yet there was still that loose side, like the beard stuff. But Farrell never participated in the beard stuff. It's just you had a good group of guys to work with.
Yeah.
And now last season, we had Farrell working with a young team. A young team who I believe he failed to relate to. I don't think he was able to connect with them.
Yeah.
And I thought Alex Cora wouldn't as well. Alex Cora, in these first 19 games, what he has done is he's really brought the team together to the extent in which it doesn't matter what happens day in and day out. We're just playing the game we played since we were kids. Mm-hmm. It's like Fortnite in the clubhouse. Tell me this, would John Farrell ever allow them to play Fortnite in the clubhouse?
Never.
I do not. I cannot imagine.
Neither would he allow Xander Bogaerts to go out there, get a double, and then do a Fortnite dance. I don't know if you saw that. He did the take the L dance.
Yeah.
He did that a second. I think Devers did that as well.
Betts did it.
Betts did it. I mean, if Farrell saw that, he'd be very upset.
And so I've got to go to believe that it's just a different culture in Boston right now with the Red Sox. They're not the old veteran guys. There's no Manny. There's no Poppy. It's just an excellent, star-studded young squad of guys who can come through. And there's
kind of like the Eagles.
Somewhat. You go to the Eagles.
You see them all taking pictures during the game. Everyone's like, "Oh, they're gonna lose. They're gonna go one and done in the playoffs." I mean, they won the Super Bowl. I mean, Carson Wentz they were doing bowling celebrations, home run celebrations. They were just having fun.
Yeah.
And they had a great coach.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that now with, it's early. I think it's not even 20 games with the Red Sox. But Cora, I mean, Cora's looking pretty good. I know, I said I was not a fan of him. You said you didn't know enough to make a judgment on him. But I think he's proved us both wrong almost. I think we both now, like, I mean, you never said he was bad, but you never said he was good.
I didn't think
you never
he was
saw
qualified.
This.
I didn't think exactly.
That thing, inexperienced. He did not have the experience, I don't think.
And I thought, although he's played with the Red Sox, it's different being a player compared to being a manager.
Yep.
You take the blame if you're a manager. You don't if you're a player, unless you really messed up.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a team sport. I mean, yeah.
And so he's really I think, of course, it's very early, but he's been able to handle this market which comes in Boston, and he's handled it to the extent which his squad is 17-2.
Mm-hmm. He's embracing it too. He likes it. I think he likes Boston.
I have to agree. It really is unbelievable.
And I don't. He might be like inventing a new coaching style, because most managers we see will come out of the dugout screaming, furious. But Cora, I haven't seen Cora be. I've seen he's just been intent on the game the entire time. I don't think I've watched. Remember we were watching the one Yankees game, and I was like, oh, this guy looks like he's just a fan of the game.
Yeah.
He was just watching the game, letting his guys do the work, and then if need be, he'll go out there, make a patient change, take someone out of the lineup, put them in. He does most of the stuff behind the scenes, I feel like, which is, it's working.
You know who he is? He's like, you take Joe Madden and you combine Joe Madden to, say, a John Farrell.
Exactly.
You got the serious side that Farrell has, but then you have that loose clubhouse guy who Joe Madden is, and of course Joe Madden's found success with the Chicago Cubs. He had it with the Rays. He's been to 2 World Series, and so you have to think maybe this was the best thing that the Red Sox needed. And again, it goes back to Dave Dombrowski, who I'm a big fan of. I've been a big fan with him since he was with Detroit. And so I gotta say, Dave Dombrowski, what he's done for the Boston Red Sox, bringing in David Price, Chris Sale, bringing in Alex Cora, Craig Kimbrell. I could just go on.
Starting Devers.
JD Martinez.
Bringing JD Martinez.
We could
keeping
talk
JBJ. Letting Benintendi come in early last year.
Exactly.
I mean, creating one. I mean, I don't know what they are now, but I know a couple years ago, 2 years ago, one of his first years, they were number 1 farm system in the league. So
their farm system has gone down because they're
17-2.
Yeah. That's why their farm system's not great anymore.
Nope.
Because the Boston Red Sox are 17-2.
They still have one of the top prospects, Chavez or whatever. He just got suspended, whatever, 40 games it was. But that's trade value. Come trade deadline, look for a splash, I'd say. Unless if we keep going at this pace, we're not making any trades. We don't need to make any trades.
Again, the Red Sox, Dave Dombrowski and Alex Cora, their motive right now is win now. Yep. This is the dream team. This is the young team. This is the old team. You've got all the pieces you need, except maybe a middle reliever to win a championship.
We touched on that earlier. That's the only. When I look at the roster, top to bottom, that's the only thing I don't see is just that middle guy. And who knows? It might be in the clubhouse already. Like that guy might be. Devers was there the whole time. Stepped in, played well. He might be there right now. We don't know.
Exactly. And the biggest question is right now is, well, actually, I wouldn't say it's a question, but the most anticipated matchup the Red Sox have this season. It's not a Yankee-Red Sox matchup anymore. I believe it's when they take on the Houston Astros, the team who's supposed to win the American League again this year, the team who is young and unbelievable and star-studded. They're just like the Red Sox.
Yeah, sort of the same. They play Fortnite. They have fun in the clubhouse. They do outfielder celebrations. I mean,
they got Verlander. We got Sale.
They have Keuchel. We have Price.
It's gonna be a real great season for the Boston Red Sox. It's going to be intense. It's going to be suspenseful. Everything you wanted, we're already seeing it. And the question is, when will this team slow down?
And I mean, exactly. JD's not even playing up to his potential. If you look at his stats, he's statistically a lot worse in months of April and early to mid-May. He gets a lot better late May into the final stretch before the All-Star break. That's when he starts hitting his home runs. And I feel like Xander's coming back. Pedroia's going to come back healthy. I feel like he's been hurt for the past 3 years, and now they're letting him ease in from his injury. So, I mean, the team could just... I feel like their biggest enemy right now is themselves. If they decide to lollygag too much or slack off, and injuries could affect us, I feel like if we keep playing like this and we're healthy, I don't see us... I think we're best in the league so far.
Again, you said it. They got to just keep on playing like this. All right, when we come back, we're going to be going into playoff hockey and playoff basketball. You're listening to 90.7 WJHG FM radio live from Portsmouth, Rhode Island. This is PG Sports Talk.
Solid start.
Yep.
So, how do you want to do the